Coach Driving Diaries number 13, private hire to London Heathrow. So today it is a very early start, waking up at midnight 40 or 20 to 1 in the morning. So in the car and setting off to the yard after a quick coffee, and then at the yard start the coach up, put my card in at 1:30, as you can see, and then going out the back, put the kettle on to make a coffee for on the go, because going to need all the coffee I can get. And while that's boiling, came out to do the walk around check, and then set up the sat nav. I only wanted to put this on for the live traffic, just to see if the road was open for the route I wanted to take to the start point in Bristol. Just checking the road. All looks good. Road is open. A couple of road works, but let's be honest, this time of the morning really isn't going to affect me. Right, at 2 o'clock we are setting off from the yard, and I know there's not that many clips at the start. I know usually I've got a few clips of me doing the walk around check and other bits and bobs, but to be honest, this morning I just wanted to get in and go. I nearly didn't do this video just on the basis that I just wanted to, do the walk around check, make the coffee, and hit the road as soon as possible. But I thought I'd do one anyway, by means of just narrowing the amount of clips that I do in the morning. But if you've seen the other videos, you get the idea of what goes on before we set off anyway. So I'm off to Bristol. It's a school private hire, so naturally I'm not going to say which school it is or where in Bristol it is, but nonetheless they are off to Heathrow this morning. So it's a bit of a grueling shift. As I say, it's running right through the morning, but it is pretty straightforward. As I say, it's empty to Bristol, a non-stop one-way trip to Heathrow, and back to the yard. Now, if I was doing this trip, say 10 in the morning to Bristol, from the yard I'd probably go one of two ways, either up through to Melksham, across Box, up the A46 to the M4, and then down to the M32 into Bristol, or I just go up the A350 and then same again, cross the M4 and the M32. Bath would pretty much be a last option, just on the basis of how much traffic there is around Bath and how slow it can be. But this time in the morning, it is the shortest route and actually the quickest route. Only on the basis that this time in the morning, as you can see, there's barely any cars about. So it's a nice, easy run. It's only about 35 miles, I think, from the yard up to Bristol. So it doesn't take long. And again, one of the advantages this time of the day is just a plain sailing drive through the city. Now, this isn't the craziest shift I've done before. I've had one before, which was a double man job from the Imber Ranges. It was sort of the south of Warminster area up to Middlesbrough. 2-man job, and that was something crazy, like booking on at 5 p.m, 4:30, something like that, for a pickup at 6 p.m. Drive through up to Middlesbrough, getting there at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then driving straight back to Westbury. Again, 2-man, so it's sharing the driving, but it knocks your body clock out. I think we got back at 6 in the morning, something like that. The other one I've done is leaving the yard at midnight, so getting up at about 11 p.m, see, the day before, running empty to a school in East London, the Romford and Ilford district area. and then picking up at another school on Hammersmith area on the way through, which was running to a residential place in Devizes. But at least then Devizes empty back to Westbury, one-way trip. That was at least, I wasn't driving back to London that day as well. That was only because they couldn't find any London operators that could take them that day. So the residential place referred it to us, and we went over to pick them up. But yes, so here we are, just on the outskirts of Bristol, coming through the district of Brislington, or just the other side of it. And this bus lane here, I'm purposely not using it because it's one of these that is a bus lane in the peak hours only, and outside that time there's no restrictions. So through the night, and especially all day Sunday, there's no restrictions then either. It's just basically residential parking, so there's no point using the bus lane. I've made the mistake before of using it on a Sunday. The very first time I drove into Bristol, I thought, oh, it's an empty bus lane, and may as well use it until you go around the corner and you see a load of parked cars. So you sort of go around the parked cars, pull back in, and then you see another stash of parked cars. So yeah, anything outside the operating times, there's no point using the bus lane. So sorry that the footage on this is a bit shaky. All this footage for this video is done on my Galaxy S23 phone. So I haven't bought the GoPro this time. I don't have a GoPro attachment for this clamp yet anyway. So that's why it's all just done with the phone. So here we are near Temple Meads, and it's going to do a left here onto the A370 York Road. Which makes it easiest because you can do a left here. You can't go the other way at the moment, it's all closed off, but you can go westbound fine. And then going to cross the River Avon at the next roundabout, and go into Commercial Road. And then going to do a left onto Cumberland Road, and at the end going to pull in to the coach bays. Just have a layover before I continue on to the school, because I'm doing alright for time, and just going to use the loo, have a bit of a break before going off to the pickup point. So while I'm here, I'm also just going to do a bit of time management, just check what driving time I've got left and what I've done. So as you can see, I've just done over an hour. I'm just hoping I can do Heathrow and back to Reading in my 4.5. If not, I might just have to deviate a little bit to Heston services, but I'll keep an eye on it anyway, see how we do at Heathrow. Just going to check how the route is as well. Let's say it's a straightforward one on the M32 and M4 anyway, but just going to check there's no night closures still going on in force somewhere on the M4, but route looks all fine. So just putting in the code for London Heathrow, just get that set up now, and then it's done. And there we are, just about ready to set off to the pickup point. So that's going to be the last footage for this morning part. We'll skip to the leaving Heathrow bit very shortly. But as I've explained, it's a simple route. I'll put it on the map here anyway. It's just a simple run out of Bristol onto the M32 and down the M4. So haven't got any footage on the route to Heathrow. It's no point, there's not a lot to look at, and nothing happened on the way down. It was just a plain sailing cruise, easy run to keep the limiter at 60 mile an hour, because obviously it wasn't a big build up of traffic anywhere or anything like that. So yeah, very decent run, and got to Heathrow 10 minutes early as well, which was good. So fast forward to Heathrow Terminal 2 and just checking my driving time. Done 3 hours 25 in total so far, so that's good. That means I can make it to Reading, because that means I've got an hour's driving time left on a journey that should take about 40 to 45 minutes or so. So just leaving the Heathrow Terminal 2 drop-off area, heading back to the inner ring road by the Heathrow Central bus station for the exit road, and just come around here, just admiring the excellent view of the Qantas A380 there on the left. Just thinking how good it would be if there was a pavement there. I'd been walking around for a picture by now if there was one. So heading through the tunnel back out to the M4. Still got my live traffic on, but wasn't even paying attention to that. I just assumed that it was going to be a clear run. Obviously not. Here we are, see all these brake lights coming on for the M4. I just thought it was for the traffic lights. Then I did look on the live traffic on there and thought, yes, I see, there's a major queue getting onto the M4. I didn't expect to be this busy at 7 in the morning. I know usually about 8 it does get clogged up like this around here as well. So we just do a time lapse here. As you can see, this is about 10 minutes worth or so stuck in this queue. But it wasn't for the M4. The M4 was fine. It was just the major traffic jam on the M25 that was causing this carnage. So what I want to do now is to get out into lane 2. Just makes it easier, because staying in this lane I'm just going to get caught up with vehicles trying to join the M25. And there we are. Once I've checked it's safe to do so, I can pull back into lane 1, and that's the end of the carnage there. So other than that, the rest of the trip down the M4 was plain sailing. Quite a lot of traffic, but nothing, to slow the traffic flow down at all. So fast forward to Reading services, and as you can see, my total driving time from the yard 4 hours and 8 minutes. So that's good. 22 minutes buffering time there. That was all okay. And before I put it on rest, I'm just going to do the seat belts and check any sort of big litter away as well. Not that it was much anyway. And there we are. Put it on to rest. And then head off to Greg's. So while everyone was buying their breakfast baguettes and breakfast roll, I was there buying my lunch. And got this sandwich and a sausage roll, and of course the customary latte, free one, courtesy of the Greg's app. And yeah, because in my head it's lunchtime. So it's finally getting lighter outside. And as I say, it was about an hour later, leaving Reading services, and now heading straight back to the yard. So no problems. A bit windy. Can feel a bit of a crosswind, but otherwise there was no traffic problems along the M4 anywhere. Otherwise it was a good run throughout. Just a bit of traffic on the A350 Chippenham bypass, just where it goes from 2 lanes down to 1, around a couple of the roundabouts, the roadworks, but otherwise once you got past the main A4 roundabout it was fine after then. And decided to pull into the Yarnbrook PP garage on the way back. It's just down the road, so I thought I'd just top up the diesel anyway. And there we are, back at the yard and clocking off at just gone 11:40, and then going home, back to bed. Having a couple of hours kip, and just reset myself for tomorrow, because I'm up at 5:40 in the morning to leave the yard at 7 to do a home feeder in the company car, pick up a couple of passengers in the Somerset area for the Blackpool tour, and then the rest of the day is just yard duties, so I'll clean the coach tomorrow. So there we are, that's the end of this little episode. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and like and subscribe as always for more of these videos, and until then I shall see you on the next video. Okay, take care, thank you, and goodbye.